Let's start this again. Hello, and welcome to this week's web class, Soul Purpose versus Life Purpose. I'm Keisha Golder, and I help women define their unique purpose so they can live a life that they created on their own terms. I also created the Your Life Purpose Makeover Journey, which is a 3-stage 9-step program designed to help you get the life you want on your terms. And yes, we worked through some things during the way, but we'll talk more about that later. I want to take the time to remind everyone that there will be a question and answer section towards the end of the presentation. So if you can hold all questions until then, I will greatly appreciate it. You know the routine. Before we talk about what tonight's topic is, let's do a recap of last week. So, last week we talked about regret. What regret was, how it affected us, and ways that we can overcome regret. This week, we are talking about your soul purpose versus your life purpose. What are we going to learn? We are going to learn what your soul purpose is, ways that you can find your soul purpose, and how your soul purpose and life purpose can work together for the greater good of yourself. Let's jump right on in. So, what is a soul? A soul is housed in the physical body until death, and souls are the part of us that live on until all lessons are learned. It is important for us to know what a soul is before we can talk about what a soul purpose is. So, if you know me, you know that I'm a spiritual individual who believes in souls and lessons learned in a lifetime and reincarnation and all of those types of things. So, a soul, when we die, we have the physical body and then we have the spiritual body or the soul. Our souls go through 5 stages. And each of those 5 stages have 7 steps. You cannot progress onto the next stage until you have mastered all 7 steps in the previous stage. So when you hear people say, I feel like I've gone through this before, or I keep going through the same thing, or I keep attracting the same man, I keep attracting the same woman, I feel like I'm just experiencing the same thing over and over again. It is because they did not learn the lesson that they were supposed to learn the first time around. And I know chances are you've heard that you will continue to experience the same thing until you learn your lesson. This is true. This is the case with each and every soul on this earth. We are going to have to learn our lessons before we can progress through the 5 stages successfully. So, now that we know what a soul is, what is soul purpose? Soul purpose is the natural expression of your light, your unique gifts. It's something that your soul wants to express. So your soul purpose remains the same no matter what body your soul inhabits. Your soul purpose, it's about giving, surrendering, relinquishing. And your soul purpose can help you achieve more than your life purpose. There are no special requirements for you to start living your soul purpose. You just have to have a desire to take action toward living the way your soul is supposed to live. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I know how my soul is supposed to live? Well, we're going to talk about that. But let me refresh your memory as to what a life purpose is. A life purpose is the thing that gives your life meaning. It's more detailed than your soul purpose and can change over the course of your life. If you remember, or you can go back and watch my web class on life purpose. Yes, most of us may have the same life purpose throughout life, but that does not mean that your life purpose cannot change. Because remember, we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, and as we grow and evolve, chances are that our life purpose changes to match where we are on our journey. So we can fulfill our life purpose by the way we live every day, how we show up in our relationships, the task we perform, and how we fulfill specific roles. You know, sometimes our life purpose requires special training. So if you figure that your life purpose is to be a teacher, you need special training for that. If you feel that your life purpose is to be a dancer, a professional dancer, you need special training for that. If you feel that your life purpose is to be a mentor, there's no special training technically to be a mentor, depending on the type of mentor. So sometimes our life purpose is going to require us to go through additional training, and sometimes it's not. Our life purpose is associated with getting and obtaining and achieving something that is outside of ourselves. So your life purpose may be to acquire this thing that is it's connected to you, but it's outside of you. So my life purpose is to help other people. And I've always known my life purpose was to help other people. So that is acquiring, for me, it is acquiring the knowledge, the skill, the experience to help other people with the things that they need help with, that they come to me, that they need help with. Yes, I can just go through my life, and teach them or help them with the basic experience that I have from living my life. But how helpful is that to someone? Because they're not living the same life as me. Their experiences are different than me. So yes, for my life purpose, I needed to go through specific training. I'm actually always going through training, and I'm always learning new things because it is going to help me help others, reach others, help other people change their lives, and help them get to where they want to be. So back to finding how we find our soul purpose. That is what we are about to talk about. How do we find our soul purpose? Finding your soul purpose takes reflection and honesty. If you do not take anything away from any of my classes, you are going to know that this journey is about being reflective. It is about being honest with yourself. It is about actually sitting with yourself and digging deep to know who you truly are. So, in order to be honest and reflect and find your soul purpose, you have to develop a sense of self-awareness. You need to be aware of the things that make you happy as well as your emotions. And so you do not want to delve into territory that is going to trigger you to have an emotional breakdown. And in order for you to know what thing or things is going to trigger you to have an emotional breakdown, you need to know what makes you happy, what things cause you to be emotional, what things cause you to feel triggered. Not only so that you can be aware of them, but so that you can work on them so they are no longer triggers for you, and you can utilize your knowledge in that area to help someone not be triggered by something. So you have to learn how to control your emotions. And I'm not saying control your emotions so that you never cry, you never smile, you never express happiness. I'm saying control your emotions so that everything you do is not a reaction to the emotions that you are experiencing at the time. You know, just like your life purpose, your soul purpose can be connected to your passions. So you need to it's best for you to identify your passions so that you can realize how you feel when you're doing those things that you're passionate about. Remember, we need to know how we feel when we're experiencing soul purpose or life purpose, because no one wants to go through life being miserable. The whole point of finding your purpose is so that you can get that sense of fulfillment, so that you can say, yes, I finally got to the point in my life where I am happy. I am doing the things that I love. I am helping other people. And I don't feel like someone else is pulling the strings in my life. You need to let go of grudges in order to find your soul purpose. Grudges make us unhappy. Grudges hold us stuck in a place when we could be better off. Grudges, and when we hold on to them, come from us being emotional. Remember, we're coming out of the emotional place. We're coming out of those places that keep us stuck. We want to move forward. So when we take the time to reflect on the things that make us happy, when we take the time to realize what our passions are, when we take the time to let go of grudges from 10, 15, 20 years ago that nobody else is thinking about, but you're still holding on to, we can move forward to actualize or realize our life purpose. Now, how does your soul purpose and your life purpose work together? Well, your soul purpose and your life purpose work together because they are important for your growth and your evolution. You know that you have to learn for your soul to progress. You have to learn lessons along the way. Your life purpose can teach you or help teach you those lessons so that your soul can progress and so that you are actualizing your soul purpose. You're making the difference on the level that you want. Your soul and life purpose work together to bring balance to your soul and the worldly aspect of who you are. So we have the soul and then we have the physical, which represents the worldly side. We want these to be coherent. We want these two sides, these two aspects to be one. So our souls are genuinely fed and we're living in a way that reflects the goodness of ourselves. And we're also realizing that we're human and that there are aspects in life that as humans we need to experience in order to help that progression. And our soul and our life purpose work together so your life purpose can be stepping stones for your soul's ultimate purpose. The perfect example, and I'm not sure if you guys remember the movie Soul. It was a cartoon, a Disney cartoon. The main character passed away and his soul went up to, we'll say, the heaven. And when his soul got there, he wanted to come back to earth because he felt that he had not achieved everything he wanted to achieve. So he tried everything that he could to come back to Earth. And he came back to Earth and he started having all of these experiences, these life experiences, these lessons that helped him progress as not only a human, but as a soul. And it wasn't until the very end that he realized all of the things that he was doing when he came back to Earth as, I forget, I believe it was the other person's soul came back in his body. These were stepping stones for him to elevate. And when he elevated, when he realized that all of these things were stepping stones, he was finally ready to go back to heaven. So just think of it as that. Your life experiences lay the foundation. That first experience creates the foundation, and every life purpose or life experience after that is building a step so that you and your soul achieve its ultimate purpose. Now, that's going to be different for everyone, just as your life purpose is different for everyone. What you want your soul purpose to be is going to be different, and it's fine. No two people have to have the same purpose, whether soul or life purpose. And even if they do, guess what? Each person is an individual. So how they get there and how they accomplish their purpose is going to be different. Here's something that I want you to remember when it comes to life purpose and soul purpose. They work well together to help us fulfill our dreams. Everything is good alone, but when you team it up with something that is complementary, it's going to work so much better together. Now, if you have any questions at this time, feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat box and I'll answer them for you. You know that I love to stay in connection with you guys. So here are the ways that you can connect. You can connect with me on Facebook at Coach Keisha Golder. You can connect with me on YouTube at Keisha Golder. You can connect with me on LinkedIn at Keisha Golder. And of course, my website, KeishaGolder.com. When you go there, you can read blog posts, see previous videos. You can also see previous web classes. You can even leave me comments about things that you want to see me talk about. I'm here for you guys. So if you feel that you want me to talk about something particular, let me know. Email me, leave it on the website, go to Facebook and let me know. I'm more than open to discussing things that you guys relate to as it pertains to purpose, values, and having a meaningful life. Now, next week, we are going to talk about how relationships affect our life purpose. That's going to be a good one. Now, remember I talked about my life purpose makeover journey, which is a 3-stage 9-step program. We are going to go through each stage and we're going to figure out exactly what it is that we want to do, who we are, how we identify, the values and beliefs that identify with us that are going to help propel us to achieve this life of fulfillment, this life of purpose, this life of feeling accomplished and on our terms. We're going to understand what our skills and talents are. We're going to know what we're passionate about and how the experiences that we have had in life are helping us to use these passions and talents and skills to live this life of fulfillment. And once we do these things, we're going to develop the path, that yellow brick road that we are going to walk down to get us to the final destination of knowing what our purpose is, knowing how we can fulfill our lives. What that looks like, we're going to create that vision. We're going to actually name our purpose and we're going to create the blueprint. So you're not stuck If the purpose that you come out with at the end of this program decides to change as you continue to grow, you'll have the blueprint to be able to allow that purpose to work well for you without the bothersome hesitations, without the second guessing yourself. These are all the things that we work together on. And if you see something on here that you need to work on or you are interested in learning more about, feel free to hit me up by going to my website, KeishaGolder.com/let's talk, so that we can have a complimentary 30-minute session just to see if I'm the person you're looking for, if we're going to work well together, and how we can help you achieve your dream of living life on your terms. And so, with that being said, I thank you all for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.